Ian Enriquez. Hi, everyone. Good evening. This is Ian Enriquez from Luchi's channel, now called New World New Normal, aired every other Thursday at 8 p.m. Joining me this evening to welcome our newest sustainability champion here on Sustainability PH is Danica Octa.
Thank you so much, Ian. Hi, everyone. I'm Danica Octa from the monthly show Sustainable HR every second Saturday at 4:30 p.m.
There. So, for the next 30 minutes, we aim to get to know the action man himself.
Yes, and he is a community eco leader, community eco teacher, community ecopreneur, community eco trainer, and community eco partner. Wow, that's a lot of community.
And here he is, Dan Diaz. I'm sure he's coming in.
Hi, Dan.
Hi, Dan. Good evening.
Good evening, Ian, and good evening, Danica, and good evening, world, those watching us here on Sustainable PH. Magandang gabi.
Thank you for joining
Yes,
us this
nice to have
evening.
you.
So, this
Anyway,
evening,
so
we're going to be asking you 10 questions to help to get to know you. And Danica, would you like to go first?
yeah, sorry about that. My internet connection was a bit bad, internet here. Anyway, so what we were saying is that we're gonna ask you these 10 interesting questions. So we're gonna grill you a la talk show, a la talk show sa mga news channels and also chika channels on TV. So again, that's 10 questions. I guess I can start. And after my first question, I guess EN can also continue her questions. So this is the most basic question, and since I'm the host of Sustainable HR, this is a very expected question. Can you tell us about your professional background?
Okay, so thank you, Danica. So my background is a technician by training, electronics technician, and with that, that leads me to technical vocational skills, getting educational loads, 18 units when I was in a vocational school, and after that, while I worked, I did try to do work and the same time study on industrial engineering in Cebu, and with that formal education, I got to learn more on the training, not on the formal way, but in the what we call university for life. And there are many short courses I've been through all over the different parts of the country and other programs abroad. So that made me, got this thing for tawag nila kanang well-rounded because I'm round. Well-rounded. Yes, thank you. That's
So ibig sabihin, ano ka, you're a believer of learning beyond the classroom. Oo.
Ang galing
agree.
naman ni Sir Dan. Thanks for
So
sharing that,
yan,
Dan. Yeah.
yes,
I'll ask the
question.
next question, Danica. Okay. Given that you have a variety of experiences, Dan, what would you say drives your passion for your advocacies and your projects?
So as I said, being a troubleshooter because that's one of the skills, as a electronic technician. When there is problem, there's a solution. So it's not a problem when there's no solution. So that drives me to look at ways that can be done not by myself but with other friends or partners, um, to address that. So That's one. And I grow up in a when I was young. I grew up in a reclamation area, and then being helped with different friends, family members to complete my studies. So that's also one, that reaching and helping or pay forward is part of this game plan of mine. So that, that's also one of my second thing that you really have to give, not necessarily your talent, pressure, or time. No? So not all we have those two, but I think I have the time and the talents. The treasure not yet, so I have to get it from the partnerships that we are building.
Yes,
Danica,
that's right.
yeah.
Yes. Very timely answer, no? Kasi yung susunod kong question is related to something about your advocacy, right? So I wanted to get to know more about how you ended up wanting to go into this to this mission of yours. So there must be a backstory. Maybe you'd like to share some kind of backstory behind why you chose to be in this profession or uh, purposeful venture that you have right now.
Yes, thank you, Danica. I call it a journey, So we are here on this one home, one planet, and we have a limited, time. We are not here for forever. So my journey was that I've been lucky enough, even though I'm not came from affluent family. So I've been able to travel to 43 countries and counting, and learning from different communities, whether they are from Amazon tribe, they are from Peru, to the concrete jungle in New York, Europe, etc. So these are when you've been there, you interact with people, you can see many opportunities that you can improve when you are back in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
So when the Typhoon Haiyan came in 13 of November, so I was in Peru and volunteering to teach English in a Spanish, it's Spanish Peru, it's Spanish country. I said to myself, I have to go back to the Philippines and volunteer. So from then on in 2014, I made a trip back to Philippines on February 14. I left the next day, February 15, to the island of Bantayan. And the project I venture is helping in this renewable energy because that time after the typhoon Yolanda, they say 6 months to a year, no electricity. So I was lucky enough that my
Wow.
friend from Singapore is doing the project in April, and I was asked to be part of the team. And I came back because they paid for my trip, and I commit myself to said, okay, I know Project Encodal will last for a year or two, but I want to sustain it. That's why this NGO started, Sustainable Energy and Enterprise Development for Communities, or Seed for Com. That's why I'm so lucky with sustainability. They put a lot of communities because at the heart of our program is really the communities. And the one program is energy, then the second is environment, then the third is
Mm-hmm.
education, and then the fourth is enterprise development. So
That's
that's
right.
that that's the story.
Yeah, I completely
Wow.
agree actually because personally, even my own organization believes that, you do these things for the benefit of the community. Everything we do, right? I mean, at the heart of every service is helping solve problems so that we could improve the quality of life in this world. I mean, we're not working just for the sake of working, but we're working so that we could solve problems and improve the quality of life. So I really, really admire what you're doing for the world in terms of your venture. So Ian, maybe you have
Yep.
additional questions or maybe something related
Yeah.
to that.
So that's the three
Yeah.
questions. So fourth question.
Question
Yeah.
number 4.
Yep. It. Yep.
this is this is
Excellent.
Dan Diaz. So Diaz is Spanish is 10. So I should have to answer 10 questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on our way to the fourth.
Pala.
Okay. Given that you have
Yeah.
learned so much from your trips abroad and brought it here, based on your insights, what do you think, what changes do you think that Filipinos need to make to help our country and our land heal?
Yeah. So as I would agree, that also, you remember we were always taught in our schools that the Philippines is rich in natural resources, and true enough, like the Philippines, our country is archipelagic, and then we have so many treasures, no, not only on our landscape or biodiversity, but the people, because we always say why foreigners, why other country married a Filipina or Filipino. It's because of the people, the Filipinos, and we are here celebrating our 500 years of victory, humanity, and Christianity here in the whole Philippines, and we should be proud of that. No? The moment that you are proud of be a Filipino because you know who you are. So if you know who you are, then you'll be able to love yourself and love your country and the people, and you'll be able to take care and protect it because that's only our country where we have our identity. So I always go back to Philippines when I first traveled abroad. I remember when I was in Italy and a Filipina household help working there. He said, "Oh, are you Filipino? Yeah, don't go back to Philippines." I said, "I was this was my first trip abroad, and it's like I will not go back like PNT. Agad, no, 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 I have to go back. I have a, so I have to go. So that's it was like
Great.
a whole surprise. But yes, I'm a Filipino, and we are part of our one planet, so that's good.
That's great. Truly, it takes loving your own to take care of your own. So thanks for sharing that. I noticed that there was someone who said hello earlier. Um, Someone said, "Let's go." There you go. Bro KLD said, "Let's go, Dan." So someone's
Let's
cheering
get
for
it
you
done.
and supporting you.
Thank you.
A friend.
Okay. Yeah.
Binayaran ko
Danica, you
yan.
ready?
I gonna
Well, you got to
Hi,
support
number one
now.
fan.
All right, thank
Yes.
you.
Danica, would you like to go
Okay.
to question number 5?
Oh yes. So actually, that was a nice answer. It made me understand what your purpose exactly is. So alam mo naman yung mga tao, they are driven to do things if they find that there is purpose in what they're doing. But you actually get to move around your purpose if you only understand what the main problem is in the market or in the society you're trying to help or in the community you're trying to help. So my question is, what problems do you see in our community that can be solved by sustainability?
Mm. Yeah, so in the Philippines, poverty is one, and this is one of the uh, what we call this problem, no? And how we can be able to solve this problem of poverty is through education. And this education not necessarily in the formal way, but in other program, the non-formal. Look at what happened last year. We are not prepared for this COVID pandemic. How is our education? How is our business was so dramatically being affected? But we continue to thrive and survive. And how poor people uh, have provide food for their table. So
Mhm.
so education is one of the important solution, and this can be augmented by our program, Sustainable Philippines, or Sustainable PH, because we are actually putting education at the forefront of the social media, where people don't really have to go to school, even at home with this 30 minutes of interacting, with me, Danica, and Ian in their programs. So that's one. That continuous learning is important. And then second problem is we really have to work together. Working together as a community, because no one is an island. We are created for a purpose. We are part of the clock that gives time, and the time is of value. So if you are part of the clock, no matter how small you are, You are so important, and that's one thing that problems such as poverty can be solved by working together. And then third is we really have to recruit, meaning because of education, there's a change of mindset, change of behavior, change of attitude that we be able to, give this today. Today is our present for tomorrow. That's why past, then present, and future. So we are here in the today. This is our present for the next generation. And that's sustainability. And that's why I encourage everyone to always stay tuned to our channels. Thank you.
Tama yan, tama yung plug na yan. Maganda yung pagka-insert mo
Oo,
diyan.
we wanna
Actually,
thank yung nag-comment earlier, twice na siya nag-comment, yung number one fan ni Sir Dan, si Bro
oo.
KLD. Sabi niya, that's true, the Philippines is so rich in natural resources. If properly managed, the Philippines should be a first country. So, thanks for sharing that. And he also had another comment about education, where I think your friend also said that education too is very important,
Yes.
actually most important. So it's great that we're all valuing learning and education. So let me segue to the sixth question, since you mentioned about sustainability for the next generation. What
Ooh.
three lessons then do you think we need to teach today's generation to instill the values that are needed to take care of the earth?
Mhm. So first and foremost, to know our past. As you know, we always forget now talking to our lolos, our lolas, our mothers, because maybe we are so much more with the Facebook, games, internet, mobile, that we don't really have to put communication. This communication while we are eating. In the family. So that one. So getting to know our, like how did our Lola and Lolo during the time when there was no plastics, when there was no pollution. So history is in the past is very much important for me. So what else? Mm, what else do I need to focus?
Oo. Ano ba, Dan, yung sa tingin natin yung mga kabataan ngayon, kailangan na nilang maalala o mamulat sila para handa sila para alagaan ang mundo natin para sa kinabukasan nila.
Yes. So after the past, thank you for that, Yan. So next is our taking care of our land. We always eat. So what value that provides the food is the soil. So I encourage you to take care of the soil because we are also comes from the soil. As in the scripture, we are from dust and to dust we shall return. So we go back to be rotten in the earth, and we have to take care of the earth because the earth is providing us all we need. So you have to know how to grow your own food. This was in the pandemic when there was fear of no money. There was barter system. People becomes plantitos, plantitas. People are now producing their own food. So that's why learning that in the elementary years in public school, we have this school grade level like gardening. So that one is an important uh, pro learning that the millennials has to do. And we push more on naturally grown and organic food because whatever you take, you become what you eat. So therefore, we have to take care of our body by taking care of nutritious food. And then second is since we drink water, then we have to when we drink water, so land, we take care of the water. The world is only 1% drinkable. And how can you make sure you have a clean water? So the importance of trees. So that's why we have to grow, we have to green, we have to do clean ups and green up of our planet. Very timely because this month is Earth Month. So we have to restore our Earth. And the other thing is, the last thing is the air we breathe. So as the new generation, you have to ask yourself, how are we going to make our air clean? So that's why there's push for clean energy, renewable than fossil fuel. There are people who are like biking. There are mass transit because these are pollutions of carbon dioxide, etc. etc. So I encourage you to take care of land, air, water, and getting to know our history. And that's the law of life, LAW. And if you protect the law of life, you protect yourself, not just the environment. It's protecting our health. Yep.
Amazing. Thank you for that reminder. I do hope a lot of people from the younger generations will hear or will watch this and tune into you as they watch you every other week. So, Danica?
Yes, actually, my next question is something I've always wanted to ask. Just give a sorry about that, internet na naman. But anyway, so what I was saying is that I'm really excited about asking this question. A few months ago, I actually read up about Laudato Si by Pope Francis.
Mhm.
So I talked about the environment and how, although you don't feel the effects of it right now, there are people who significantly get affected by it, especially the poor, because they are the ones who depend on the environment, right? And then if you hurt the environment, you hurt them, ultimately hurting you in the process. So that's what I found very, very valuable from that scripture or writing by Pope Francis. So I was just wondering, um, who do you think will benefit the most in the solutions that you provide? So according to Laudato Si, it's people who are struck by poverty, which is no problem because they are the ones who need the most benefit for this. But according to you, what do you think is who rather is the one who will most benefit from this solution you have?
So, in order to be useful, you have to serve. And who needs your service? Those who are the needy, right? You are created for a purpose. So Laudato Si is the cry of the earth and the cry of the poor. And the earth is our sister home. It is called by Pope Francis in the Laudato Si encyclical. And I was fortunate to be in Panama in 2019 and participated in the conference on Laudato Si on its third year. And right now, we are actually taking care of this Amazon that being hampered by environmental degradation because they want to agriculture in that area. Yeah? So, but we don't have to go far in Amazon. Look at the Philippines, our indigenous tribes. We have so much indigenous tribe that we are helping in terms of energy access, in terms of education, and in terms of helping them in high value crops. So just last week, Danica and Ian, I had a talk with DOST Pampanga, and they are now looking at Porac Aita, and they asked us as an NGO to help them
Wow.
in their providing edible gardens, making sure they have lesser cost on their production. Because sayang yung cost ng pagbili, yung price ng pagbili mura, but the cost of production is too low. So that's how we also would like to help.
Mhm.
So vulnerable communities and far-flung areas like mountains, highlands, and our indigenous tribe. So if we interact with them, engage with them, then we will realize how important our planet is, and our history and a diverse culture. So yeah,
Yes,
that's
yes. So we can continue the life that we're living right now. Continue or make it better for the people in the future,
Better.
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
and
And
Ian,
Kathy would
our
like,
ninth
yeah, Kathy,
question.
Kathy, let me just mention, Kathy wanted to congratulate you. She flashed her
Oh
congratulations
yeah, I saw
earlier.
that.
So congratulations on the new show, Dan. Welcome to Sustainable PHTV. So thank you,
yeah,
Kathy.
I was trying to get.
So
I
let
was
me
just
move on to.
a host. I was just asking to have a talk to be a guest in their show, and eventually they asked me to be one of the hosts. So I would I would
Okay.
say no. It's an opportunity that only knocks in my lifetime. So I said
Yes,
yes.
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, definitely an opportunity to make a greater impact, more people. So for our ninth question, what is the Philippines? in the world that you hope to see through the synergy of all efforts towards sustainable living?
Well, Philippines is archipelagic. Philippines is regionalistic, is a regionalistic country, and as I said, we and also in the theme of Laudato Si, we are interconnected. So, being interconnected, meaning whatever we do to ourselves, to the needy, etc., has an impact. And to the rest of the world, we have to show. When I was in Panama, I talked to this guy. He's one of the sustainable development goal, Mr. Sachs. He said, like, the Philippines has to be a good model because we are the vulnerable country that being affected by climate change, and that was true in the height of Yolanda when there was a council of parties that time, and the world was also crying because of the loss of life and impacts on this climate change to the Central Visayas, in particular Tacloban. So that is also one thing, no? That if we work together and then solve this biodiversity loss through conservation and protection. Even the millennials right now with the social media, now I can feel that they are educated ecologically. You know? But I hope these are translated into actions, in small actions in the community. So that's what I hope as Filipinos, as a country, people will come to the Philippines because not just the people, but how we protect our biodiversity in our land, air, and water. So ecotourism, and in terms of COVID pandemic, so travel now, travel safe, but this time is a good to invest. Invest in people in terms of their knowledge and skills in a non-formal way, and then invest in our biodiversity. Yeah, that's it.
Wonderful. Balance and harmony. Danica, would you like to ask your question?
Yes, this is the last question since we're down to only a few more minutes.
Yes.
So, this is the most exciting question. What other episodes are we expecting from you in the next few weeks? We would really want to know in this part of the
Yeah.
show.
Yeah. So that's part of the show. For those who are watching, is every other Fridays, back to back with my good friend Peter, who is in Germany. Uh, yung plastika, no? Ayoko ng plastic. Um, we are preparing a show that you will be able to learn sustainability on the ground. There will be videos and interviews that are done on site, learning from them and what are their challenges, and then coming in with experts or a speaker on the Zoom to talk about this theme and how we'll be educated and what we can do together to raise this level of awareness and sustainability and how everyone can benefit from it. So that's let's get it done together. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, Dan. So I guess that's it. Maybe Ian, you'd like to talk about what's coming up tomorrow at 10 a.m.
Yep. So, this being the pilot episode of Let's Get It Dann, we'd like to formally welcome you to Sustainable PH TV, Dan. And we'd like to invite everyone to watch Sustainable PH TV tomorrow at 10 a.m. for Breakfast with the King with Kathy and Carlo. Their guest tomorrow will be Heidi Woods from New Zealand. So, would you like to wrap everything up, Dan, and say your
All right.
final
So
words?
thank you so much, my new family, my new home on sustainable PH, and so much honor to be with um, us today, Danica and Ian, for welcoming me on behalf of the Let's Get It Done. Let's stop this zooming. Let's start acting, and let's make Philippines sustainable. Thank you very much, and magandang gabi sa inyong lahat.
Okay, everyone. Good evening. Bye.